and we are back with another review. This is third time the charm. First time, there was a bunch of noise going on from my neighbors. Second and third time actually, my mic was dead. So hopefully third time's the charm. But anyway, we are talking today about War Machine. War Machine is the movie or recent war movie, obviously, starring Alan Richardson, the guy who plays Jack Reacher. I would say he's a modern day action star. The 80s had Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. The 90s had Will Smith. Early 2000s was Vin Diesel and Tom Cruise has been an action star forever, but maybe he's a modern day action star. But anyway, so War Machine is what you think it would be. So what I mean by that is, if you take any war movie and just chop it in half, you have acts. You have save the civilians, or the hero needs to find himself. You have the beginning of the movie, the reluctant hero. You have even before that beginning, like Act 1, where the main character and his friend or his brother makes a pact to do something, and then something happens or someone dies, and then fast forward 2 years, and the main character's trying to deal with his PTSD, and he's taking drugs and he's doing this and he's just overcome. This movie has all of that nonsense. Now, I saw some reviews where people were slating that, but this is what you get. Like, if I was watching a movie about dragons, there's two ways you can do dragons. There's either, oh my God, we're in a time where we're looking for the dragon age, and the dragon age was going to usher a moment of peace, and where are all the dragons gone? Or you have, oh my God, where's all these dragons coming from? Fucking dragons! One or two. So, saying that, in this war movie, it has so cliche everything that you would expect. Even the first 3 minutes of this movie, I was like, I know what's going to happen. It was even to this point. So no spoilers in this review, but this happens the first 5 minutes, so I don't care. But you know what's going to happen. He makes a pact with his, I don't know if it's his brother or if it's his army brother, whatever. So the main character is engineer, and his brother, in air quotes, is a grunt, or I have no idea, some position in the army, and they made a pact when they first entered the army that they're going to go to Ranger School, complete it, and be the baddest soldiers who ever lived. The world, I sort of say, God has other plans though. God has other plans. Big explosion, and the whole trajectory of the main character's life changes. We are then 2 years later, and the main character's dealing with an issue, and he has to try and get for Ranger School. So the first 30 to 40 minutes, it just felt like a normal war movie where the main character, he's older, it's his last chance to pass Ranger School. He's got he's popping all these pills, he's got a knee injury. I don't know why when everyone talks about the main character, he's older than his crewmates, or he's older than his the other students. He's always got a bad knee. Give him a bad back, give him something. It seems to be as soon as you get old, your knees are out. So that was the cliche: bad knees are out, and he had to progress from there to try and weather the storm and show he was the best. So all that stereotypical war movie. What I did like though, what I loved was, this was a sci-fi movie, but you didn't get that until an hour in. And then this threat, as someone said, this threat comes, and you're like, shit, this is a sci-fi movie. I thought this was just a war movie. And throughout the film, they talk about this asteroid That's what I want to say. Asteroids orbiting Earth. There's asteroids orbiting Earth, but you just see snippets of news footage. So look, snippets of news footage. Sorry, people talking about the asteroid threat in the background, but they don't really focus on it, which was done beautifully. But when shit hits the fan, shit hits the fan, and I love this movie in a sense of it's quick. So I'm at the moment watching 80s movies, and the thing with 80s movies I've found is that you can really see when the internet fucked everything up. And what I mean by that is 80s, early 90s, just pick your favorite movies from the 80s. If you haven't got one, just pick a movie from the 80s. And the first 5 to 10 minutes, I was watching Beverly Hills, perfect example, Beverly Hills with Eddie Murphy, the first one. And the first 10 minutes is just a cut to the scenery, a cut to some traffic, a cut to some hustlers, a cut to two people arguing. Nothing at all, nothing to do with the movie. But because people's attention span, you didn't have TikToks, you didn't have Insta, you didn't have, you name the 1,000 other fucking attention grabbing things that we've got. You could take your time, but now it's like bang, but let's go. Come on, take my attention. And I'm even for me, a writer of 25 plus books. And this is why I'm doing these reviews, because I feel like I have a different insight to other reviewers. So I actually create movies. One day. I actually create stories, and I can see where something's working, or I can maybe comment on why that didn't work. And one thing I loved about this movie was it was just quick. Like, let's go. And I have a strict rule now. If a movie doesn't catch me in the first 30 minutes to 40 minutes, I'm done. If a book doesn't capture my attention or grip me in the first 10 to 15 chapters, I'm done. I'm I've got so many books. So all these books behind me, some of them I've read. I want to say like 80% I've read, but there's 10% in here of books that I've still not let to read. And I keep buying more effing books. But anyway, beside the point. So War Machine, brilliant movie. You know what you're going to get in this movie with a little twist, which I quite love. One thing though that makes this movie above and beyond anything that I've watched so far, well, I might be exaggerating, is the way they do the action. Now, during this whole thing, all the characters in this haven't got real guns, so they're basically just fleeing from the threat, and people get hurt. And what I love about this is like normal movies, even movies from like watching Predator and Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and then people will just get blown up or fall down a hill and like and then 2 minutes later just wipe themselves off and they'll be done. Like, you've just fallen down a 50-foot hill, but you're fine. This though, there's a scene in here where the troop that the main character is with gets blown up and falls down a hill, and it fucking hurts. So it seems, which I love, you can always tell a scene which is hard to watch because it feels like it goes on forever. So this scene felt like 5 minutes, and all they were doing was just falling down a cliff. I'll say a cliff, like a steep hill, and it was so realistic. The noises, they cut all kind of like background music and everything. It was just human bodies falling down a hill, and that shit hurts and sound painful. Me, you, everyone at some point has fallen down. Now, fall down a cliff with sharp rocks, with twigs, with broken branches. It just, at this point, like the characters were just tumbling down, and they've got camo gear, so they've got helmets and complete army outfit. Still, they got effed up. Like, a stick went for someone's leg, someone's arm got broken, someone's head smashed on a rock, and it was just that beautiful instance of, this is what would happen if you get 10 people to fall down the hill. This is what I'm amazed. Anytime you see those videos where someone's chasing like a wheel of cheese down a hill, and you see that motherfucker take off and just bang, 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 bang. I'm like, I know injuries. You've got broken ribs or a fracture something or torn something. And that scene for me made the movie. It just felt like it went on forever. But yeah, I really enjoyed how they make injuries work in this. Brilliant film. Brilliant film. Oh, talking about our sponsors. Our sponsor today is me. So, I write science fiction and fantasy books. I have 25 books and counting. Some published, some traditionally published, some published by myself. This beautiful book here is called Space Elemental, Elements of Home. If you love space, if you love Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you love Star Wars, if you love Star Trek, this book is it. This book is main character called Aurora Star, who has to fight her bitch of a sister. And both of them have special powers where it's set in a sci-fi setting, but it has the main characters can use elemental magic. And yeah, so just think of taking Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender and putting him into like a a Star Wars type setting, losing my words, and you get this book. It's amazing. 3 books, stories complete. Get it now on Amazon, on Kindle Unlimited, paperback, ebook, all that good jazz. But before we end off, what do I think of this movie? This movie is amazing. Honestly, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's not going to win any Oscars. I probably won't watch it again for another 10, 20 years. But if you've got a lazy Sunday, War Machine, I cannot recommend enough. It's beautiful. It's beautiful violence done well. And it's beautiful violence done well where the main characters of the army aren't the one trying to shoot shit or blow shit up. They literally are prey. Amazing movie. Can't recommend. And oh, one little good thing about this is, I don't know if this is true. I've not done my research, but in the camp they're going through, not the Navy, Rangers, in Ranger camp, no one has a name. So they're 81, 17, 32. They're just described by numbers, and that transitions all the way for the film. No one says, even when they realize they're not in the training camp anymore, no one says, "Oh my God, my name's John." It still goes 81, 81. Let's go. Which I loved. That they've kept that in there, because I guess when you're running for your life, like this is what I sometimes I do this as well in my books, which I can get away with because it's like a 800-page novel. But if it's a time shortage and you've got an hour and a half, don't tell me your backstory about, oh, my name's John and my sweetheart's back home, We ain't got time for that shit. Let's go. And this film does that brilliantly. But anyway, have you watched War Machine? What do you think? Let me know. As always, like and subscribe. And buy one of my books. It helps me out. Big kiss. Mwah. We out.